to Barnett's Reengineering the RFP and Bid Defense meeting to effectively manage risk and quality. What I would like to share with you now is our agenda. We're going to review our learning objectives, going to ask some polling questions whereby you will be using our chat box to give us some information about you. This helps me as a trainer today just understand your background so I make sure I use relevant and targeted examples, etc. Going to review some FDA communication about us in the industry today about what the expectations are for infrastructures and quality. We're going to do a brief review of what is risk. We're going to have a definition for risk and risk management to level set all of us to make sure we have the foundational terminology going into this presentation today. Because this webinar discusses specific approaches, I'm going to also discuss with you certain assumptions of what needs to be in place in order to execute this methodology I'm going to be reviewing with you today. We're going to look at the RFP, how to take a proactive approach to early identification of risks with vendors, risks with your programs that may impact quality. We're going to also look at the RFP review process as well as the bid defense meetings. We're going to summarize up with the value of this approach and then bring in a high-level summary of the process I'm presenting to you today in a schematic for you as a nice takeaway. We also have a job aid we provided to you today, and we're going to look at that as well. So let's go ahead and get started with our learning today. Our learning objectives is the following. Explain the role of all stakeholders in the CRO, vendor, or supplier selection process for identification, selection, and ongoing work. Identify the strengths and opportunities for the improvement in your current RFP process. And this is actually an area where you're going to be doing your own benchmarking, your own gap analysis, so to speak, to identify this for yourselves internally. We're also going to discuss approaches to utilize for the identifications of risks in the RFP and throughout the entire request for proposal review process, bid defense to final selection. What is risk and what is risk management? I'd like to share with you two definitions today. The first on the top is from the International Standards Organization 31000 for Risk Management Framework and Principles. We bring this in because we like to hear in these trainings often reference other standards besides clinical research standards. And then at the bottom we're going to also share with you the Project Management Institute's definition. So let's look at this first definition. The effect of uncertainty on objectives. An objective could be your protocol, your business, your organization. What are you looking at this for? What is the risk? Is it the protocol? Is this the business? Oftentimes we have to always think about our business so far as market share, so far as public image, so far as currency, so far as legal issues that an organization might have. But also, what are the objectives of us as an organization so far as how we perform our work or other milestones that we're supposed to achieve? And they're influenced by internal or external factors. And what we mean by this is internally are those elements, those things that you control in the organization, such as resources, procedures, SOPs, organizational structure, partnerships, or the external factors, which are those things such as regulations, legal requirements, fluctuating currencies. And what we like to have people understand is it's just about the fact there's an uncertainty in meeting those objectives, which means there's risk. There's a possibility, there's a probability that we may not hit our objective in any of these elements, and let's take a systematic review at this. Now, what is very nice about the Project Management Institute definition is it's an uncertain event or condition, okay, so it gives a little bit more specificity there, that if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on one of your objectives, such as scope, schedule, cost, of quality. The example I like to provide here for individuals regarding a positive risk is this happened to me personally when I was running clinical trials with a biologic product, is rapid enrollment. And I was in an early phase 2 study. It was a biologic, and we had some challenges with our manufacturing process. We only had one lot available for multiple clinical trials. So when I hit enrollment early, I had to look at, did I have enough drug supply? Did I have enough supplies at all for the clinical trial with all of my vendors? Did I have enough CRAs to go out and do the monitoring? Did I have enough staff inside of the other infrastructure, such as data management, et cetera, to staff us up to handle this? This was back before EDC. So you always want to look at positive risk, not always negative risk. Always going to be looking at quality, but you always want to look at this at an enterprise level for your programs in all areas of your protocol, your business, and your organization, both internally as well as externally to yourselves.